Hi, I'm James Schilling Law, and I'm here today with a familiar face, Steve Perillo, who's president and owner of Perillo Tours. And we've talked to Steve in the past, but we were actually supposed to talk with him at the U.S. Tour Operators Association, and then it was my fault. My camera went on the fritz. So here we are a few days later, and we're going to do a nice Zoom interview with him. We're going to talk to Steve about all things going around with Perillo and, of course, travel today. And you're going to find out about that and more on Insider Travel Report. Steve, first of all, great to see you.
Same here. Nice to see you. That show was great. I'm sorry we didn't have a chance to do this at the USTOA show.
Yeah, it was a great show, and it's the first time I've been there in a while because I had a conflict the last few years with the international luxury travel market, but I love getting back there. I've been going there for 20 years, 25 years, so it's a great event. So let's get down to it. I mean, everybody thinks they know Perillo Tours, especially if you're from the New York area because of your father and because of you. We see Perillo Tours advertising. But what is Perillo Tours today, and how has it changed since when your father led the company?
Not much has changed because of Italy. We got so lucky that Italy is the number one destination for Americans. And we just my grandfather happened upon this. He started the agency in 1945, and it was a travel agency
Mhm.
until 45, 55, 65, 70, 30 years as a travel agency. And then my father went wholesale in 75, and that was, the right place, the right time, because they remember deregulation. That was during Jimmy Carter.
Oh yeah, airline deregulation. Yeah.
And that allowed, for some reason, you couldn't combine a land tour with a flight, but now it was allowed. Before we had to fake these affinity groups. Everyone would be a member of the same club. Make up clubs so that they could fly together and take a tour. But then with deregulation, we got to be able to do it, and the value was unbelievable. It was a very crude version of a current day Perillo tour, I got to say. But the people loved it. We sold hundreds of thousands of these tours. But the only substantial thing that changed is the technology so
Mhm.
far.
Yeah.
Uh, and I'm discovering as I think about the costs of IT people, everyone knows how expensive they are, but they're eliminating the costs of res agents and intermediaries, so you can book right on our website. So the money's going to the IT people now instead of the res agents. It's
I think that's across the board with all the companies these days. Everybody's going to IT.
You can't win.
Yeah.
Uh, then I remember being in this office in 1985 at the peak, one of the peaks of Perillo Tours, and our audience were the World War II generation.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, I was a baby boomer. I'm a baby boomer. Are the baby boomers going to do motor coach tours around Europe? Are they going to be too sophisticated? Are they going to have already gone with their parents? So the World War II generation peaked in 1995 when they were 65, 1995 to 2005, they're 65 to 75. And then I felt like there was a lull waiting for the baby boomers to decide because they didn't become 65 years old until next year, the younger baby boomers.
Right.
So now it's their turn to take motor, and they're doing it. And there's more of them. There was like 60
It
million of the
is
World War II.
amazing that persists, that you still can do motor coach tours. Although I know you've branched out to offer, which I was surprised at because I always thought you was a motor coach operator, but you do individual tours as well, right?
Yeah, we've been so strong in Italy. It was silly not to. We have a natural audience, so the FITs are never as profitable. I
Yeah.
guess, for the guests, it's fine, but if you can sell tours or groups, that's where the financial benefit is in groups. Also, it's got a creative part because FIT, you're booking hotels, you're booking transportation. It's a kind of a mechanical act, but the tours is a creative show, a 10-day, 14-day show. from start to finish. And I love it on that basis that you get to create something, an experience like a long Broadway show for a week or two. And that's the fun. The surprises, you always have surprises, and you give them more than they expect. And then the tour leaders are very entertaining, and
Oh.
then movies on the bus, Wi-Fi, and all the
Well, that's been the big thing. When you said technology, now we can, everybody has their Wi-Fi on the bus, but you're right. The tour leader, you can orchestrate a tour and actually do a lot of stuff that you probably couldn't do on your own. And, that's one of the things I went through that era as you did, where tours was almost a dirty word. Everybody changed their name to vacations, or they changed their name to, and now what do you call it? Guided vacations. The terminology changed. I'm saying it's still a tour, but it's now even getting more sophisticated in a way, as you mentioned, because it's becoming orchestrated the whole way. And it really depends. I mean, you can have a great tour leader. And I always recommend someone, let's say, who hasn't been to Italy or another destination, take a tour first, because that's the way you can see more of the country and see more of what you can do, even individual tours. So group tours have changed, right?
yeah, well, they become smaller. We started out with 54 Could you imagine 54 passengers in a group all huddled around the Pietà?
Yeah,
And that was before the headsets. But the business changed. That was too many. Now we landed on 40. Everyone's been doing 40 for about 20 years.
right.
But it's wanting to go to 26. It's wanting to go to rally 26, 24 in a group. That's great. And I guess it's better for the guests, but it costs quite a bit more, the shared costs. The tour leader, the motor coach, and the guides are shared costs, and it's very expensive now. So the more people can share it with, the cheaper for everyone.
Yeah, now let's see. Now, we talked about how you really were viewed as the Italy specialist, and that showed the power of the brand, the power of your commercials. You do them now, and your father did it before. But you do other tours. You go to other places, right? Tell us a little bit about the other places you go to today.
Yeah, we have been in and out of many destinations over the year. My father went to the Bahamas. We did cruise lines. We had packages on cruise lines, but that it's no longer viable for a tour operator to rent space on a cruise ship or to
Right.
have a hotel package. It's no longer viable. We have to do what we do, which is complex trips that are all organized from start to finish.
What are the other destinations that you feature at Perillo?
The natural one was Greece, and Greece is going crazy. Greece could be another. It's not going to be another Italy, but it's very much. It's growing like crazy. And then Spain and Portugal. And
Right.
Portugal is a magic. It's seeing its place in the sun starting
Yeah.
last year. I don't. Nobody knows why this happens to. I guess the value is better, and it's a beautiful, beautiful country. And combining Spain and Portugal alone. So we're doing that, and then we're going to look at yet another new destination next year. I'm not ready to reveal that. Uh,
No, that you are kind of expanding, and then now, if I recall, years ago, I think you even offered Hawaii for a little while. That was,
we still do. We have a five-star, 3 and 4 island program.
yeah,
To
that's amazing. But yeah, you're right about Portugal. I mean, it's on everybody's top list, and I, having been there myself, I can totally understand why the value is so great, and it's such a great country to get around. And Spain, of course, is coming back really strongly now. But yes, as we all know, Italy is still the strongest, no matter what you do, and you are viewed as the Italy specialist. Now, let's talk a little bit about how you work with travel advisors today. What are kind of some of the programs you developed so they can better sell Perillo tours?
if you go to our travel advisor section on the website, we've just recently expanded it. You have to sign up to be on it, and then we get it all the details. We have videos that I've done that they could share with their customers.
Right?
TikTok videos where we got James, we got 5 million views on a TikTok video of me drinking water out of a fountain in Rome.
Oh, wow.
And we just several of these street
It is
scenes.
amazing what people will look at. I gotta tell
They
you.
like the street scenes. We had another one where how do you pick an authentic restaurant? And we actually had this guy, trying to pull us into the restaurant, the English restaurant, English language menu, and it looks so inauthentic. So we explain how to go around the corner to find away from the tourist area where the better restaurants are. Uh,
Right.
so we have that, and then we have webinars all the time, and we're building that up even more. Uh, our FITs to Italy, this is the best service for travel advisors because the tours are easy. You just call and book. But FITs, we can help with your Italy FITs. We even have our own booking engine with live inventory of hotels, activities, trains, right on our website, and it's a custom Italy planner. And they can use it to tinker around. They don't even have to complete the booking. They can tinker around, get some prices, find out what's going on.
Right.
So for advisors, this is our best service right now. Is the Italy FITs, and we pay a good commission. It's a lot of work for us, and it makes the advisor look good. I hope.
Yeah, well, you certainly have the connections in Italy and elsewhere to do that and help them. There's obviously other places they can go, but why not go to the one that is the Italy specialist? Let's talk a little bit about what's coming up. What's new for next year? Well, we're doing this interview at the end of this year, but what's new for 2025? What kind of new itineraries and destinations are you going to offer to Italy and the other countries that you sell? And what may be a little bit different about tour styles in 2025?
Uh, what's we always have a new Italy program every year. We try different things. I got to admit, Rome, Florence, and Venice continues to be 80%. Rome, Florence, Venice, Sorrento,
Right.
as it should be, especially for first-time travelers. But we have all kinds of off the beaten path travels. We had a Christmas tour just now that went to Arezzo, the biggest Christmas tree in all of Italy. Our customers just saw it. Uh, we're featuring the South next year quite a bit more.
Yeah, and
The
that's a
South,
growing region. I love the South and been there many times. And to get that's when you talk about getting beyond the cities. That's a great place to start.
Sicily is beautiful, and Puglia is the heel of the boot. And that's where so many Americans come from. Most Americans come from Naples or Calabria. That's
Mhm.
way at the bottom. But Calabria is not ready for prime time in tourism. It's just such a shame that they can't get their act together. So many Americans are, the infrastructure is still not up to.
Do you have any tours that go there, or you kind of?
No, we passed through, but no, no, we don't. We don't.
Yeah, I know. The problem is, I think hotel infrastructure and things like that is another problem. I mean, I years ago I wanted to go down there. I have never been there. I've been obviously to Puglia. I've been down near Sicily, obviously across the island, and all obviously all around Amalfi and that place. But yeah, you're interested that you say Calabria still needs to be developed, and maybe that's the new hotspot for some future year, right?
It will take its place. Yeah, there's 20 regions in Italy, and they all have something to offer. It's an amazing country. Come on. Any country would be proud to have just one Italian city. Imagine Florence, uh, but it has Florence, Venice, Rome. Rome is eternal. It's so deep. Every corner has a 2,000-year-old story.
No, you're absolutely right. And I was lucky enough to travel as a kid in all these places, and so I know it pretty well. But I keep rediscovering. You can go back to Italy and rediscover and discover new things all the time. There's so many different regions, and it's like one country that pretty much encompasses a lot of different parts of the world.
That's right. So I thank my grandfather and father for selling Italy.
Yeah, and that's it. Yeah, well, also, and the descendants, your family comes from Italy originally. Now, let's talk a little bit about what is something today about Perillo that people may not know that we should know.
I bring my dog to work every day, Romeo.
Well, that's interesting. All right. Well,
Works
that,
out very well. Where bring your dog to work. I mean, a lot of people work at home now. But
absolutely. That's the thing. We all work at home, especially, after post COVID. I still work from home now, and I've worked from home since 2003, believe it or not. Although, as I told you earlier, I'm on the road about 250 days a year, so I don't know if I'm actually working from home or not.
no, you're not. You're a man of the world.
It's called
I don't know if
a
people.
digital nomad, I think is the new term.
Yeah, I don't know if people know that we were a travel agency between 1945. We started out as an all-purpose agency for immigrants in the Bronx, New York. And that's what my grand. He sold insurance, steamship tickets, all kinds of services, income taxes. But the steamship tickets that became bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you had to sell arrangements in Italy. It was crazy with these airmail, and we had telex and I guess airmail. That's how we communicated with the hotel.
Wow.
Imagine booking a hotel and then having a change or a cancellation in this slow, this communication style. Uh, but nothing's really changed. The customer is still they want to feel special. They want to feel, you know, recognized and important. Everyone has a sticker on their forehead. Make me feel important. It's
Right.
the easiest trick in life is to make people feel important. It doesn't take much. Uh, and then we have a family vibe that I'm really continued to promote. My nephew is going to continue on for the fourth generation. We have this Facebook travelers page. It's called Perillo Travelers Page. With the tens of thousands of participants, and the travel advisors are on it, and all the pictures from and all the videos from the tours and the
Right.
customers talking and future customers. Uh, I don't know where Facebook is going. The young people don't use it, but for
Some people do, and they're using Instagram now, younger people. And now I do Instagram and Facebook. You mentioned, TikTok is where everybody seems to be going to for them. I will admit, I'm not up to speed on TikTok at all. But for our generation and around that, yeah, we still go back to Facebook, and I think that's the what a lot of travel advisors do today. They spend a lot of time on Instagram and Facebook because obviously they're owned by the same company. So it's usual. I really don't use, I'll say X, it was Twitter. I don't use that much. And then after that, it's TikTok. And then, a neglected social media thing is YouTube. People are using YouTube a lot.
YouTube's the number one website for movies in the
Yeah.
world. It's the number one business. There's so many fields. YouTube. I'm on YouTube constantly. Aren't you on YouTube all the time?
Yeah, absolutely. All our videos are hosted on YouTube, so it has to be.
Yeah, that's an
So.
amazing. That changed my life. YouTube. It took me off of television.
No,
Uh,
it's great. Now let's talk about I guess my final question is what do you want to where can travel advisors really go to learn more about Perillo tours? You mentioned on your website it's tour programs and the destinations you sell.
yeah, PerilloTours.com. They can contact me. I do co-op programs with agents all the time. If they want to split a campaign, the cost of a campaign or a social media campaign. My email is steve@perillotours.com. Write to me, steve@perillotours.com.
There you go. There's
Uh,
the owner himself will take your email and and hang out. No, you've always been such a great guy in this and very well known. Obviously, you have the legacy of your father and your family, and it sounds like you got other family members who are coming in to be there after you. Though I think we both got a few more years left. I hope.
I hope so.
Well, it's great. Sorry I missed you at USTOA. Glad to see you here. Incredible company. Really kind of has been the Italy specialist for so many years. I grew up with your dad on TV, and now I see you on TV. So it's like it just carries on, and it's such a wonderful thing to see that legacy. Steve, I want to thank you for spending some time with us today. And I know you guys are going to do great because you're selling some of the most popular destinations in the world.
Thank you. From your, what is it? From your lips to God's ears.
There you go. Well, anyway,
God's ears.
have a great day, and we'll
Thank you.
hopefully see you soon.
Have
I'm
a great
James.
holiday.
Yeah, I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.